You, Anyone But You, a deeply fun and earnest romantic comedy. Anyone But You is a 2023 American romantic comedy film directed by Will Gluck, who co-wrote the screenplay with Ilana Wolpert. Based on Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare, it stars Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell. The supporting cast includes Alexandra Shipp, GaTa, Hadley Robinson, Hurd, Dermot Mulroney, Darren Barnet, Bryan Brown, and Rachel Griffiths. Anyone But You was released by Sony Pictures, releasing in the United States on December 22, 2023. It received mixed reviews from critics, and emerged as a sleeper hit at the box office, grossing $126 million on a $25 million budget. While trying to secure a restroom key at a coffee shop, Boston University law student Bea meets Goldman Sachs employee Ben. The two have an instant connection and spend the day together, ultimately falling asleep on Ben's couch. She leaves without waking him in the morning, but reconsiders and returns to the apartment, only to overhear him insulting her while talking to his friend Pete. Bea and Ben do not see each other again for 6 months, crossing paths when Bea's sister, Halle, begins dating Pete's sister Claudia. The two are frosty towards each other, each blaming the other for their date ending poorly. Halle and Claudia later become engaged, and plan a wedding in Sydney. Bea, who has broken up with her fiancé Jonathan and secretly dropped out of law school, is dismayed to find that Ben is not only on the same flight to Australia as her, but that they will both be staying at Claudia and Pete's parents' house in the days leading up to the wedding. Bea and Ben's disdain for each other begins to frustrate the other members of the wedding party, compounded by the appearances of Jonathan and Ben's ex-girlfriend Margaret. While Bea's parents attempt to push her to reconcile with Jonathan, the other attendees devise a plan to get Bea and Ben together, to ensure the wedding goes off smoothly. Bea quickly sees through the scheme, and makes a deal with Ben to pretend that they are together, in order to both make Margaret jealous, and stop Bea's parents pushing her to make up with Jonathan. Early efforts to sell the relationship are unsuccessful until a party on a boat, where Bea and Ben dance together and reenact a scene from Titanic, which ends in Bea falling into Sydney Harbor. Ben jumps in after Bea, and they have a conversation while waiting for rescue on a buoy. She tells him that she has withdrawn from law school, and they make a date to sightsee at the Sydney Opera House. They return to the house and have sex, but Bea suggests offhandedly that her recent actions have all been mistakes, which disappoints Ben. He slips away in the night, disheartening Bea. The morning of the wedding, Margaret asks Bea for her blessing to rekindle things with Ben. Bea accepts, claiming that she was only situationally involved with him. Through a conversation with Pete, Ben indirectly reveals to Bea's parents that she has secretly quit law school, leaving her feeling betrayed. After overhearing Halle and Claudia arguing, Ben convinces Bea to pretend to reconcile for the sake of the wedding. The ceremony goes smoothly, but she sees Margaret kissing Ben during the reception and leaves in tears, heading to the opera house. However, Ben rejects Margaret, and says that he no longer has feelings for her, as he was wrongfully stuck on a memory. The wedding party convinces him to chase after Bea, so he jumps off the nearby cliff and into the Pacific Ocean, then convinces the rescue helicopter that retrieves him to fly him to the opera house. Then apologizes to Bea, telling her that he left because he feared their relationship could become another regret. They reconcile and return to the reception as a couple, where Halle and Claudia reveal that their argument was yet another ruse to push Bea and Ben towards each other. Meanwhile, Jonathan and Margaret get together. As of January 28, 2024, Anyone But You has grossed $71.2 million in the United States and Canada, and $55.4 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $126.6 million. In the United States and Canada, Anyone But You was released alongside Migration, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and The Iron Claw, and was projected to gross around $7 million from 3,055 theaters in its 4-day opening. Weekend.The film made $3.5 million on its first day, including $1.2 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to $6.3 million, finishing fourth at the box office. In its second weekend, the film made $8.8 million, finishing fifth at the box office. In its third weekend, the film made $9.5 million, an increase of 9%, finishing fifth again before making $7.1 million, and finishing in fourth the following week.